Hi, my name is Sarah Meyer, and I would like to talk to you a little bit today about the beauty of the outdoors and about the effect it has on us. Now, some of us love the outdoors, and I'm one of those people. Been fortunate enough to take many hikes throughout the United States. A couple of my favorites were in Arizona, where we went to the highest point in Arizona. We went up to Mount Humphreys and the Timberline, and we also went down into the Grand Canyon, 11 miles down, slept under the stars for 3 days, and then hiked back out. There's so many beautiful places to see in this United States, and it's wonderful to be outside and explore those. But being outside doesn't have to be a big grandiose thing. I have a tradition, a little habit of mine is that I have coffee outside every Saturday and Sunday morning. I get my coffee no matter if it's raining or snowing or 20 degrees. I bundle up, go outside, and have my coffee there. Now, last January or so, my husband shook his head watching me out there, and I asked him to join me, and now he too is in the coffee outside program. We just love being out there and feeling the wind and seeing the sky and listening to the animals that are out there. Now, living in this age right now, technology is such a huge part of our lives. I mean, even 15 years ago, we were not streaming movies, we weren't on our smartphones, we didn't have the GPS situation, the GPS things that we have now. Now, that's all very, very good, but is it affecting our connection to nature and our very well-being? Richard Louv is a favorite author and naturalist of mine, and he said that the more technology that we have, the more nature that we need. And he did quite a bit of research on the effect of nature on humans. And he found that the being in nature boosts mental acuity and creativity, and it is a benefit to the health and wellness of people. So he wrote a couple good books. A few of the ones that I like are Last Child in the Woods and The Nature Principle. And in those he talks about nature deficit disorder, which he feels is a growing gap between humans and the earth and nature. Now, if you think about that, you think, has that gap increased as he states? If I think about my upbringing, I do believe, looking at my own 4 children, that I was outside a lot more than they were as kids. And the kids that I teach now, I think I was outside quite a bit more. Part of that could have been because I was the 6th of 11 kids, and maybe sending us all outside was preserving my mother's sanity, but we were out a lot, and we were out in a woods much like this, where we would just explore. We would play pretend games, we would pick up sticks and just do whatever. It wasn't an organized event, it was just being outside. We had less technology back then, and kids now have the wonderful use of so many different ways to entertain them inside. But research is showing that present American kids, they spend on average 1% of their time outside. Now, is that good? Is that right? Now, many of us know the beauty and the feeling we get from outside, and we are sharing it with our kids. We do a lot of camping. There's a lot of people who have cottages, and a lot of people love to go to the beach and spend time by the water. The attendance at national parks has increased greatly over the last couple of years. And just a side note, a nod to John Muir and Teddy Roosevelt and all of the people who had the foresight to set these places up for us. They're beautiful places to go, and the state parks too, just to get a sense of nature and the ability to have that area preserved. But so we are doing it. We are able to share with our kids this beautiful earth that God has given us. So have we brought it into education? Now, I've taught for 16 years, and I've taught many different subjects, basically science, but I've taught them all. And I look at how much we bring this beautiful gift into the educational system. Most of our education happens within the brick and mortar walls that we have. Understandably, we have curriculum to follow, we have standards to meet, we have bells to react to, we have schedules to keep, all of those things are understandable. But if research shows that this environment brings mental acuity, how can we ignore that? Have you ever really felt it? Have you ever had that day where you're at school and you're just feeling kind of grumpy, schedule isn't going right, plans aren't going right, and then you notice you have recess duty. So it's winter, you bundle up, you go outside, and you watch the kids, and then all of a sudden, you take a deep breath, and you look at the sky, and you feel that coolness on your cheeks, and then the bell rings and you go back in, but you've got a little bit of this renewed energy in you. First of all, that's the case for recess. We need to get those kids outside, but it's good for anybody to feel all of those wonderful things. So is recess the only time? Why don't we get outside more often? And this can be done with any subject. If you teach math or reading or language arts, this is not a science thing. This is a human thing. So Loves did some research, and he demonstrated when he was looking at schools that the achievement of schools that implemented some type of nature, the achievement and the engagement of the kids increased. So let's do it. So if we're going to put in this beautiful landscape, this beautiful way of teaching into schools, how do we do it? Now, if you have a school forest, by all means use it. Use it. You're blessed to have that, and it's an extra classroom for you. I would encourage you to get out and use it. If you don't, take a walking tour around your school. See what you have. Maybe there's a certain area that you could use and to learn and to explore. If not, everybody has a little bit of grass. You know, take your kids out there, do circle time there, read a lit book, discuss a lit book while you're sitting outside. Maybe there's a park nearby. That would take a little more planning, but a park with a woods like this is just a city park that I'm sitting in now, that you just walk to and take some time and go explore. Now, once you get there, what do? Well, there's many sites that you can look at for ideas. There's Project Living Tree, Classroom Earth. They have ideas, but you know, as teachers, you're creative people. There's much that you could do. In math, you could find the circumference of this log or the diameter of it. Do something with this. Art, there's tons of colors you could look at and explore. Social studies, I mean, imagine what the settlers felt like when they were sitting in this exact spot. Let's say that they had to sleep here. What animals were they concerned about? What was their plan for tomorrow? What were their goals? What did they get a sense of when they were in this space? Language arts, you could say, okay, everybody, take 10 steps, find something that you can give me 3 adjectives on. Science is a no-brainer. You've got the habitats here. Have the kids do the same 10-step thing, find something that interests them. You know, if there's a little hole underneath here, you know, what do you think lives there? Should we put our hand in there? Is this the time of year where they have babies? There's so much that you can do here. You can even learn from different animals if you see them. Or maybe you don't see them, but you see their fur, or maybe even their animal droppings. And you can learn a lot from that. So if you see some animal droppings on the ground, you can look at it, decide what animal you think it's from, smell it a little. Not sure. In between two. Okay. Just kidding, it's a Baby Ruth bar, but I have your attention. So remember, being outside, this beautiful gift from God, use it. It's the greatest thing, and we have it to share. So bottom line, get outside. It's good for you, it's good for your kids, and it's good for education. Thank you. Subject out there. Oh dear, I just almost got bit by a bee. Okay.
Almost bit by a bee?
No, okay, keep going. I'm going to keep going. Okay,